The first important part of the thing that I call the life is health. That comes first. Then those two, relationships and wealth, come together. That is the business, the career, the company, and the relationship not only with the spouse, but a relationship with the people around you. Who do you get to hire in your life that contributes more to your well-being? The most important thing every day, every hour, and every second is how we feel. Doesn't matter how much we achieve, doesn't matter how much progress we make, if the guts don't feel good, nothing really matters. Everybody is at a certain chapter in their life. For example, for me, I'm in the beginning of building my business, so my excitement is all about this is where I'm at. For some people might say, well, I'm already here, I gotta work on this. Some people might say, well, I'm already at these two, I gotta work on that. Here's what happens. If I take this glass of water, and if you got a glass of water, pick it up please, just to show you something real quick. Hold it like that. And I'm gonna say, take a sip from it, like this. You drink the water, right? How about if I walk around you and I put a drop of ink in your water? Would you still drink it? Why not? It's the same glass of water. Why wouldn't you drink it if I add a drop of ink? Is what? Yes, so it's intoxicating. My point is this. If you are doing great with your wealth, you're doing great with your relationships, but your health is behind, it's intoxicating other areas as well. When you're driving your car and you got 4 tires, but one of them is flat, you will not be able to make it to the next level. So does this impact your state of happiness, yes or no? Right? So what is the point here? The point is to understand from the things we do, where we at, where do we want to be, what's missing, what's behind. Because here's what's going to happen. If you succeed in 2 areas but one is behind, it's going to affect the other 2 as well, whichever area. So if you look at this triangle and pick 3 levels, low, medium, and high. In your mind, you don't have to say it out loud. Where would you put yourself here? Where are you low at, medium, and where are you high at? Self-evaluation, take a look. Notice what's your lows and what's your mids and what's your highs. Got it? Got it, got it, got it? How many of you gained high in 1 or 2 places? Raise your hand please if you got a high somewhere. Okay? Now notice, if you're high somewhere, that's because you're low somewhere else. Would you agree with me? Okay. Because what happens is, where your focus goes, your actions follow. Where your focus goes, your actions and your energy follows. So if my attention every single day, I'm going to use an example, I wake up and I'm 100 miles per hour, phone calls, emails, non-stop, then I got family to take care of. All that energy is contributed in 2 places because I'm falling low here in health. That eventually is going to impact those 2 as well. So when I say fulfillment, it means to achieve something. I'm interested in having 100% everywhere. But someone might say, how could you have 100% everywhere if you only got 24 hours a day? Right? How many of you have a challenge with time? Like, I don't have time. If I had more time, right? Right? Everybody. How do we make a use of our time? How come somebody who has reached, doesn't matter what level we're at in any area, how come somebody else 100 times on a higher level and has 24 hours a day as well? That doesn't add up, right? It's the same 24 hours you have, I have, everybody else has, but some people score high and some people score low. Why? Here's why. Your computers, your phones have softwares. And you know how the software works. Problem is, getting so busy, distracted with the external softwares, we forget about our own. That's no different. But once you understand how this thing works, you'll be able to guide your attention, your focus, into a place where you need to raise the standards. Okay? How are we going to do this? Everything that you do, from the type of food you chose to eat, clothes you wore today, the colors, the city, the car you drive, it was all created through decisions. To make a decision. Every second you're making a decision. You're deciding to do something. You decided to show up today, you decided to listen, you decided to take notes, and you decided to do what you have been doing. Decisions equal destinations. Decisions equal destinations. So let me ask you this. And if you're going somewhere, driving your car, and you have a GPS system in your car, and let's say you put a destination address on the left side of the town, would you be driving based on the directions that leads you on the left side of the town? Yeah? What about if you put the GPS destination on the right side of the town? Your actions will follow to the right side of the town, right? So which town are we planning to visit and how we do it? What controls our decisions from what we do? I'll tell you what goes in your mind, and I'll tell you exactly how to navigate it and reset the mind like you reset your phone and understand how this software works. Decisions are impacted by our emotions. Emotion. Energy in motion. Everything we do, from the way we move, from our ambitiousness, from our workout, is driven through emotion. Emotion equals quality of life. Life is emotion, emotion is life. There are good news that you can control the emotion simply by controlling this software, delete the data that is not serving you, and download new data. And that's what we're going to do today. I'll show you very, very simple practice. But where the emotions come from, like our feelings. Pick up the phone and you're on a fight with a coworker, or running late, running behind. Where is this coming from? It comes from a thought pattern, the way you're thinking. But where does your way of thinking come from? Where is it?
From the mind.
From the mind. That's where it all originates. So then, if emotions control decisions, decisions lead us to destinies, and then thoughts control our emotions, what causes us sometimes to be super high and sometimes super low? Sometimes I feel great and sometimes I don't have energy. And we blame other things. We say, oh, well, I got responsibility, I got work, and I got kids, and I got phone calls, and I got to travel. We blame the external, but we don't look from what's available in here. So I'm going to guide you to tap into, because what if I tell you that the energy you need to provide more time for yourself and better sleep, if I tell you it's all within, would you be interested to know how to tap into it? Right? So, if there's one thing you need to understand about health, it all impacted by this thing called stress. And there are techniques to deal with it, because not everybody gets away from it. If we don't know how to manage it, it will manage you. When your mind is non-stop, it has to create stress. And your mind is not designed to stop. Now somebody is probably wondering, if the mind doesn't stop, what do I do? How do I shut my mind down? You don't shut your mind down. You can't do that. It happens only under two circumstances. One, we die. Two, we don't exist on this planet. But when we want to understand how to tone it down, imagine the things we download through daily, from the thoughts we think, a phone call we receive, a worry about something, a pressure about something, build up, and it's no different than this cup right here. This is your mind. This is responsibilities. If I take your mind and add some responsibilities, now you have less room available to consume more. And if I add more responsibilities, more tasks, more responsibilities, woo, now you got a full cup of mind. And now you're walking like this. Don't want to spill your mind over because you're already responsible for a lot of things. You don't want to be responsible for what you spill. That is the pressure, the stress that we vomit on a kid, hey, or a coworker. I don't have time to go over this. I'm so tired. Call you later. And then you're driving, and you're like, you feel that tension, right? Tension. And then you notice that your posture is becoming more tense because where's that? All that water spilling over. That's the stress spilling all over your body. Okay? So what do we do? I want to teach you a concept. When I do my workshops and I teach, my workshops go up for a day or two, sometimes 3 days. But today I'm going to deliver my message in short. Number one, my message is to live a fun life. Live a fun life, because if you look back 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and if you think of a moment where you were so upset about something or so stressed about something, today it doesn't really matter. It doesn't count. What does matter then? What it does matter? We were born, we lived, and we died. It doesn't make sense. It's how we live throughout this time to time, day to day is what matters. How we feel from moment to moment. And if you can control how you feel from moment to moment, I guarantee you, you have more energy, more excitement, and there's always room for improvement. Okay? So, this concept is like this. If I point at you, if I'm going to say you, who are you? Are you the body? Are you the jacket? If I take this jacket off, I am not. This jacket does not define me. So who is inside? Somebody said soul. I like that. Somebody says spirit. I say energy. So then are you the thought? Are you the thought? Who are you?
Thought is just one of the qualities, virtues of the soul.
Quality of the soul. So how about if the thought is negative? Does that mean the soul is negative?
No.
So how come it's not part of?
Soul is just software.
Software, okay. I like to say the mind is software. You're right though. However, if the soul wanted to do something but the body's feeling tense, what's happening? We end up holding back. Here's what happens. The moment you make a decision and that decision does not serve you, the thought is now controlling your soul. And if that thought is negative, your emotion becomes negative, and then your decision becomes negative, and then you're going to keep going this way, keep going this way, keep going this way, then you look back and like, well, this is behind now. And now you're walking like this. You boss your body, you boss yourself based on the decisions you make. And you do that by a simple practice called either meditation or breathing. First thing happens when we get stressed, the breathing starts to change. I'm so tight. But how do we interrupt this? When you're driving, very simple. And if you feel like you got so much going on in those moments, and you got the entrepreneurial mind working, I'm going to show you a very simple technique. Everything you do it often, it becomes a habit. And if there's one thing we want to know about habits, is the enemy of change. There is something in the body called the law of association. Law of association. Two things associate, meaning if you take a feeling with an action, combine it together, becomes one. For example, a person who smokes cigarettes, every time that person is angry, smokes cigarette for relief. And he does it often, or she does it often, over and over and over again. One day, without the cigarettes, he's going to feel what? What is it?
Miserable.
I'm looking for what's associated with that. If I get angry and I smoke, it becomes one. You're right with all these. The point is this. Now the cigarette and the anger are best friends. Which means, if I don't find my cigarettes around, I'm going to feel what?
Angry.
Yes.
Restless.
How about this? How about, of course, stress, see, it's all variety of those elements under one big package called stress. So if I take this and break it, this is all comes from here, stress. Stress is not always a bad thing. Okay? But that's another topic. So, how about this? I wake up in the morning, gotta take the kids to school, and I'm rushing. I skip my breakfast, and then I gotta get to work real quick, and I don't have time. I gotta rush, and I show up, barely make it, or make it on time because this thing is right behind me. And long day at work, I go home in the evening, and I eat a large meal, and then I watch TV, and then I fall asleep. You do that every day, all of that becomes one. Here's what's going to happen. Next time you rush to work, you come home in the evening, you're going to crave what? Food. And you're going to eat food and you're going to feel like what? Sleepy. So if your plan is to go work out or do something, you're going to skip it because you're feeling what? Yeah, sleepy. You sleep. Okay? So a lot of people would write down things. I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do this. And I got that 1 hour. But the problem is, your mind, your software becomes hypnotized or programmed by the daily activities. Today we're going to interrupt. We're going to say nope. We're going to hit restart, and we're going to do it the way we want to do it. So we're going to do what I call mental cleansing. We're going to tap into here, and we're going to literally tap into the emotion, any negative emotion we carry, whether it's from today, yesterday, any other. It's no different than the oil change for your car. You can't get away from it. You drive your car, your vehicle, and every day you drive your car, after 10,000 miles, you have to stop for what?
Oil change.
Oil change. So today we change the oil of the mind, because what's mental clarity? Is the obliteration. If all the mind becomes cloudy from negative thoughts, we cannot see clearly until we cleanse it. So who's ready for meditation practice?